Hi friends, this is Mayur Vyas. I was going through a lot of Telegram chats and WhatsApp group messages that there are a lot of people and interns are facing a challenge in terms of connecting their domain name with the hosting and uploading WordPress and all these kind of challenges. So what I've decided here is let me go ahead and help you guys. I'm like one of you who also faced these kind of challenges before and how I actually overcome these challenges. So I'm going to explain you that how to connect your domain name with your hosting and how to have a basic installation of WordPress blog or a website, whatever you call. So let's have a quick understanding. So there are always two scenarios. So if you look at this thing, there is one scenario when you have domain name and hosting on same server, right? So in this scenario, your domain name will always have a DNS of the hosting, and you don't need to change the domain name server of the on the hosting panel. However, there is another scenario that I'm going to talk about where you have, let's say, domain name from A provider and hosting from B provider, right? So this is where you need to change your domain name server details on that particular domain name. So let's have a quick example. I have few domain names with me and I have already created my own website. So like one of the website that I have is leadflux.in, which is a kind of agency website that I have, and I have my personal branding website, which is basically, I would say, mayurvyas.com. So both of them are basically running on a WordPress blog. However, just to simplify the process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a different instance. So I have one more domain name with me. So this is basically one of the branding website I have, and this is the agency website that I have. These both are running on WordPress. So let me go ahead and take an example of one more domain name that I have. The domain name that I have is mayurvyas.life. I have purchased this domain quite a few days back, and I'm going to now upload, or I should say change the DNS, and I have a hosting provider which is hostinger.com. So let me go ahead and first change my DNS on this particular domain. So you'll see in the control panel of the domain name, I have few options over here. One of them option which says DNS and name servers. So I'm going to click on this, and this is where you need to link your hosting DNS. So I'm not sure what is the hostinger domain name. So I just did an whois. You see that this is the hosting. First, let's do a whois for mayurvyas.life. You'll see that domain name or a name server is ns1.domain name. So basically, the domain that I've purchased is from domain.com. Now we are going to change the name server from domain name.com to the hostinger DNS. For hostinger, let's find out what is the name servers. So this is the name server for hostinger. So let's go ahead and change that on the domain panel. So I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to change this to ns1. It says submit changes, and we also need to change the ns2, and we have to click on it, and then the ns2 is ns2.dnsparking.com. So we have gone ahead and successfully changed the name servers, the DNS, on the domain control panel. However, it takes some time because there's a lot of communication happening between the server. Initially, in the early days, it used to take like 72 to 48 hours, but I think with as the bandwidth increase, as the server and the IT infrastructures has changed, these days this actually gets propagated in few minutes. Sometimes like it's take 30 minutes or half an hour. but it's okay. Let's just find out whether it got propagated or not. No, I think it will take some time, so I'll wait for some time. I'll pause the video here and I will continue from here. I hope you are pretty much clear. So welcome back, friends. Now if you see, I have just gone ahead and checked whether the DNS changes has propagated or not. Let me just move my cam over here, and I've just did my quick search for my domain mayurvyas.live, and you can see that the name servers from ns1.domain.com, now it has become ns1.dns-parking.com, which is a hostinger DNS. So now what the changes that we did in the domain name control panel by changing the DNS of a hosting service provider has propagated. Now the next step is we need to go ahead and go to the hosting panel where we have to host our WordPress website. I have a multi-hosting hosting from Hostinger. We can host certain number of websites over here. What now we need to do is we need to go ahead and add that particular domain name over here. All right, so now we will be adding the website over here. So it says add a website, so I'll just go ahead and click on add website. It will ask me the domain name, so again I have to type mayurvyas.life, and I'm going to add a password over here. So as soon as I add a website, I will see this website in the list over here. So it will take like, yes, now this I just have to move. Let me just move it somewhere here. Okay, now if you see, mayurvyas.life is listed here and it says manage. So I'm going to click on the button which says manage. So I am basically in the folder of mayurvyas.life. I have a hosting plan which comes with like pre-defined PHP and the WordPress version. And these days, most of the hosting provider comes with one-click WordPress installer. So I'm just going to search which says auto installer. See, this is the auto installer. I'm just going to click on this, and it will ask me to install the WordPress. So here's the WordPress file that I have, right? So it says mayurvyas.com. This is the administrative user ID and password. So let me just go ahead and type this password. This is the email address. So let me just go ahead and add email address. It says mail@mayurvyas.com, and I'll say uh, test website. Okay, and this is the user, so I'm just going to say username is Mayur Vyas. It will ask me that the required disk, the PHP version and the MySQL version. It says create new database. So what we are currently doing is we are going to install the WordPress on our website. So that's the step. So let's go ahead and click on install. So now you can see the WordPress is installed. You will see mayurvyas.live has a WordPress now. If I go ahead and click on this, see, this is how the basic WordPress is going to look like, because it's just a default theme. So I have not installed any theme. It's a default WordPress that has come along with the installation. This is the section where you can go ahead and click on manage. So you can go ahead and edit the website as well. How to access the backend of your WordPress is basically a simple. So I'll say Mayur Vyas dot live slash WP admin. So this is basically a WP admin I'm going to work upon, and my username is Mayur Vyas. Password is, I'm just going to type and say login. This is the dashboard. This is basically the dashboard of my WordPress. I'm also going to show you that how the WordPress looks like on the folder level as well. So if I go ahead and go on home, let's say manage, I'm just going to click upon mayurvyas.life, and there is a file manager. I'm going to click. If you see the file manager, you'll see a lot of folders over here, and this folder will have a theme folder, WP access, the admin, the CSS, the JavaScript, and all the files which requires to run your website on WordPress platform. So under this, I think under domain, I'll say mayurvyas.live, public underscore HTML is a folder. So this is basically a structure of WordPress. I'll show you how to just go ahead and upload the basic theme. So if you see, this is the panel. What you need to do is, these days WordPress comes with a lot of default plugins, and one of them is Lightspeed Cache, which is a on every hostinger hosting. They have this plugin which helps you to run your website faster, because you have a lot of JavaScripts and CSS file running on the WordPress hosting, and this basically optimizes your images and JavaScripts and everything. So what you need to do is, now is the next step is to go ahead and change a few settings over here. But the first thing is, you need to select your theme and upload your theme and install the theme. I don't have the theme right now for this particular website, so let's go ahead and find out whether we can get any free themes. So every WordPress comes with these basic themes. If you see, here is a button which says add new. I'm going to click on this. See, these are all the free themes, right, that you can use. So this website, I'm going to use it for like some of my personal purpose. So what I do is, normally I, apart from being a digital marketer, I'm also a marathon runner. So let me just go ahead and find out that if I find any theme which is related to health or something like that. So it shows me certain themes. Okay, it says health coaching, then it says health mag. I think this is a perfect theme I should think of, because I'll be posting about my own journey, that how I turned from a 8 to like 9 to 5 job, and also doing a running on a long distance run. And so last year I ran two 10K marathons, and this year I'm planning to run my 21-kilometer marathon. So let's go ahead and install this theme right now. Once it gets installed, you have to activate the theme so that it becomes the default theme on your hosting. Now if you see, this has become a primary theme. If I go ahead and check the domain which says mayurvyas.life, you will see, okay, the changes are still not reflected. Let me go ahead and just see. Now that was a cache issue, guys. This is a major, sometimes a major challenge with WordPress, that it also saves a lot of cache. Reason why is because we have installed uh, this plugin. Whatever the cache plugin that you are going to use to make your website faster, this will actually take one of the copy on the server level, so that anybody who calls your websites, they will be able to serve the website faster. So now if you see, we have changed the theme, and from a basic theme, now we have this magazine theme, and this is how it is going to look on. Let me just go ahead and summarize it for you. So what we did is, we changed the DNS on domain.com. So the domain was mayurvyas.life. What I did is, then I changed the DNS, and my hosting was on Hostinger. So then I change the DNS from A to B, right? After it got propagated, what I did is I added the website on Hostinger control panel. Once I added that, I installed the WordPress using one-click uh, function on Hostinger. Then I installed the theme by going into appearance, then theme, and then my basic WordPress is ready. Now I can go ahead and create pages, I can go ahead and create blogs. All this is possible now. So hope this will help you guys, and if you have queries you can always reach out to me. All right guys, thank you, bye bye.